7th grade to 9th grade, I used to go to this special class with extra hard math, and today I do math with people 2 years older than me. So today's agenda looks like this. So we have tip 1, and then following with 3 other tips. And just a reminder that understanding is way more important than memorizing, and I'm going to talk about that later on. But these are tips that just some people miss, or some people just don't know, because they are really basic, but most people don't know, which makes math really hard for them. So just let's get into it. And by the way, I forgot to reveal the tip 1. So first we have basics. So what does that mean? Well, I'm going to show it to you right now. So tip 1, basics. It's important to know the basics formulas. And why is that? Why? So the first point I wrote was it's easier to solve problems. Second point is find different solutions. And third is to break up the problem to different parts. But what does that mean? I'm going to give you an example of a formula. And so some formulas could be the basic ones, which is the Pythagoras sets. So a2 plus b squared, I think it's called, plus c squared equals c squared, and this is according to this triangle formula, you know. And then I don't know what it's called in English, but I think it's something like first quadratic rule. I'm not really sure. I would probably write it. And then we had the second one, and then this one. I'm going to write what it's called in English. So, and these are also coming from I'm Chinese, okay? So probably you can see that I'm good at math from that point. But these are some basic formulas. Then for example calculus, it's important to know integrals and those formulas and to know how to apply them. And because here, if we zoom in here, the thing is, you shouldn't be able to see these formulas everywhere. It's not about memorizing, okay? The thing I said in the beginning, okay? It's not about memorizing. It's about understanding, okay? So for example, here's an easy one. We have this equation here, right here. You should be able to see that you can break up this part to these formulas, okay? So if we take out this example, okay, let's move it right here. So what can you break up this to? Well, you can write it as this: x plus 2 multiplied with 2 multiplied with x plus 2 squared. Oh, I forgot the squared. Doesn't that look like this formula? So you can basically just write that as x plus 2 in quadrate, squared, sorry. So that would be, if we just move this one here too. And what can you see what we can do now? Do you know what we can do now? Yeah, you can remove this one and remove that one, which leaves us to this one, which is like so easy. Which is so easy to solve. For example, this one was easy, but if you were going to put the x as, for example, 100, and you had this so long formula or so long equation, you could just simplify it and then just replace the x with 100, and you just get 102. So easy, right? Let's move on to the next one. So, oh gosh, that dog annoys me, sorry. So we have this formula right here. Can you see what we can do to it? The one there, they're under. So we have, first of all, we have this. But can you see that, well, we can write this as, well, doesn't that look like something like this? Because, I mean, these are basic. I mean, it depends on what grade you are in. Also, maybe this is new to you or just so unknown. So I don't know, I will write it out for you. So this is basically a to minus b squared. So doesn't this look something like that? Or am I tripping? So we just write that as 15 minus x, minus x, and 15. Actually, I'm going to write it as the formula right here, plus, then minus x. So we have this, but what can we do now? Can you see it? I mean, this doesn't look that right now. Like, what is this was supposed to help us? Well, we can multiply 3 like this. See, you have to be able to see things. So that will give us 15 minus, like, which is x, divided by 15 plus x, and 15 minus x, which means that we can just cancel them out. And what do we have now? Well, we have this magic. Oh my gosh, I hate that bus. Sorry. No negative energy here. Do you see that? So we just made this so weird formula. For example, the question was to replace the x with 25.27. Okay, who has the energy to replace it and then square it, and also put it over 3? Like, who knows what this is? Like, just that quick at the top of your head. If you just simplify the formula, you get this, and then just add 15 plus 25.27. Isn't that easy? Like, do you understand? I mean, if you don't understand, you can always replay the clip, or you can just comment something in the comment, and I will answer you and try to help you. So I will try my best, just so you know. But I hope this made things a little bit clearer, so you shouldn't just be like memorizing it. You have to understand, you know, and to see it. And the most important, practice. Because practice, you know, the word makes perfect. So you have to practice seeing these things. I mean, when I first started, I couldn't see this thing at first. Like, I was just like, what the flip is this? What the flip, what? But now I'm like a pro at it, like literally. So let's move on to tip number 2, which is multiplication. So it's important to memorize the multiplication tables and the division tables, so both. So these are 4 examples of multiplication tables, but then there's also, of course, for example, 10 divided by 2 equals 5, you know, these easy ones. But the thing is, why you need it? Well, it's easier to solve problems, saves time on exams, and good to know factorization. Why? So first of all, what is factorization? So you divide a factor/number into smaller factors that can be multiplied with each other. I'm not sure how old you are, so I'm going to go through the multiplication and how to factorize a number. So first of all, we have 78. So you can see that it's an even number. So it has the factor 2, of course, but then it also has the factor 39. And why is 39 equal? Like, what can multiply with each other to become 39? Well, I can see one that is 3 and 13, and then 13 and 3 both are like a prime numbers. I think it's called that. So no number can be multiplied to become 13 except 13 and 1. And now I'm talking about like whole numbers, not about those with decimals. Let's do the other one. So do you know like what 72 can be divided to? So first of all, it's an even number because it ends with a 2, but then it also works with 36, and then it's like the same, a 3 and a 12, and here we can actually go further, so 3 again, and then 4, and now we can see that 4 is not a prime number, so it can divide it by 2 and 2. So here you see that 72 is divided or has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors at its most, but then you can also take like 2 times 12 times 3, you know, these 3. So this is good to know in exams, because if you can solve this very fast, then it saves you a lot of time, and you won't be like overthinking that. Is 7, for example, 7 times 4 really 28, or was it like 35? You know, and this is good, like factorization is good to know, just to like divide up the numbers, and this one you can make a connection to this formula, because sometimes you have to see that, because sorry, if I'm writing out for you, a plus b, this is, do you remember? Just say before I write it like this. Okay, here's good to know. If, for example, if you have 56x, sorry, and here you have like this is just a number. I don't have the time right now. Oh, sorry, wrong pen. 56x, and here x squared plus, and then we also have 28 squared. Here it's good to be able to see that very quickly. This is 2 times 28, so that is basically x plus 28 squared. So let's move on to the tip number 3, which is past papers. So past papers, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Well, if we move to the page to past papers, it's important to do past papers. Why? So practice makes perfect. Used to the questions, and you can recognize where you need to improve. For example, if you do a past paper, which is like old tests or just worksheets you find online or people that make it, if you do the past papers and then you get something wrong, then you know that, okay, these areas I need to focus on. For example, 10 questions, 5 are on algebra, 5 are on geometry. You ace the geometry questions, but the algebra you got none right. Then you know that that's your weak spot, and that's where you need to improve. So, where to find them? You can always ask your math teacher, like for like old tests, ask AI to like make them for you. And I can't guarantee that it will become perfect ones, but just to try it out, you know. And this is the recommendation, by the way. I could make you some customized worksheets if you. Oh my days, my bus. I am really sorry for that. But I can make customized worksheets if you want to for you, and I can either send them here and just discuss it. And here's a guide to how to actually use it in the best possible way. So do the past papers. You first have to get them, of course. Then you correct your answers. You gotta be honest, okay? This is really important that you are honest. Then you write down what areas you need to improvement. For example, in our example was so if you need to improve, you need to improve the algebra, you know. These areas you weren't as good as the others. So you practice those areas. So you practice algebra. And then you read the past papers or find new ones to see if you actually aced it. Like if you managed to like improve in those areas. So that's tip number 3. I really recommend this, and not only for math, also other subjects, but this video is specified for math. So now we have tip number 4, the last one, which is sleep. This is a very basic one, but I'm going to tell you why it's important. So sleep is important overall for every area of your life. But why? Well, first, short-term memory moves to long-term memory. So here we are talking about memory. I wrote that, I spelled that wrong. Sorry, memory. Second one, you improve problem and solving skills. Like, if you sleep better, you get better at problem solving skills, which is a big area in math. That you need to see the different solutions, or like see the problem from different angles. Then we have improved attention and focus. If you sleep more, like more sleep is so benefiting, and it improves your attention and focus because it makes you more like energized throughout the day and not as, I don't know the word in English for this, but you just feel a very like draggy, and you're not tired, you're just like tired or drained mentally, and sleep can actually fix that. And according to PMC, there's a strong association between good sleep habits and higher academic achievements in math. And honestly, so a personal experience for me, then in 8th grade my math were good, but like compared to the rest of my class, not at all. So again, reminder, I went to this math specified class. Okay, specified class. So the thing is, I got a B in math, while the others got an A in math. And I slept maybe 4 hours per day. 4 hours per day, and this were just some days because I was studying my ass off. But I could see no results at all. But then I started sleeping more. I got 8 hours of sleep per day, and my grade went from a B to an A. So, I mean, this study was very correct then. And why is PMC so good? Just in case you wonder, and if it's a reliable source. So they use scientific and medical research in their studies and research. Their articles are like peer reviewed, so educated people, high intelligent people have like checked it and checked the facts if it's true and if it's like reliable. And it includes real data, so like real statistics. So, and that was all for today. But a PS note: understanding is way more important than remembering, because if you understand, it lasts forever. But if you only remember, it lasts for never. So that's just a tip. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope this helped you. And I mean, if you have any question, I'm so sorry I wrote that wrong. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I will answer you as fast as I can. I hope you at least learned something from this video. Okay, I tried to kiss your face, but it didn't work. But I love you guys so much.